We want to talk a little bit about purpose. I believe that every life, particularly Christian life, should be lived with purpose. And uh, with me in my life, I found my purpose in the church. It took time, it took some years, but I realized that for me, it was about giving back to the people who had nothing to give to me in many cases. Giving how God gave Himself to us, we had absolutely nothing to give Him, nothing that would benefit Him. So when we talk about giving of ourselves, Camellia House, it's a ministry that we're working where we go from house to house, not just in the city, but just like the Apostle Paul did, he went and ministered and established churches on three continents. Just think about that. One man going to all of these different places. And so they weren't meeting in a church building per se. They were meeting in houses. And there people got healed in those houses. Folks were delivered. And so when we go to house, it's not just to preach or to dance and shout, many of the things that we do in public meetings, but we there to talk with one another and share with one another and subjects just like the one I'm bringing to you today. But we talk about the real practical things in life, because after you done shouting, you're going to need a roof over your head. After you finish shouting, I promise you, you're gonna need food on your table.
Yes.
And so we're able to talk about those things
Yes.
that the life that God intended for us to have, we can have that without having a spirit of greed or going out and taking what's not ours. But we learn by just coming together how to live as Christians, and we've got so many resources out there. And so we reach out to people who can contribute back, and then we take those contributions that we receive, and it enable us to go further and reach somebody else who may not have nothing at all to give, but we know that they're out there. So I'm going to let Monica talk to us a moment about some of the purpose that God has placed in her heart and how she's living her life as a beautiful, inside and out Christian that's able to bless so many people in every generation.
I guess I would have to start with the beautiful love story that I heard as a preteen of how Christ loved us and how He loved us no matter what. I was just like, I want to love like that. I want to be able to do that. And not really knowing how to pray. Whenever I would pray, that's what I would say, Lord, I want to love like you love. As an adult, whenever I get hurt, not because when you love like Christ loved, just like they hurt Christ, you're gonna get hurt because it means forgiving and still doing for people who want to hurt you and harm you and may not be reciprocating that love. And so my purpose, whatever I do in life, is to follow the second greatest commandment: love your neighbor as yourself. And I really believe in reaping what you sow. And so if I see a need, if it was me, what would I want? I would want you to reach out and help me. And so in return, that's what I try to do, reach out and help them. And I mentioned about reaping what you sow because I have kids and I may have grandkids one day, and I have parents and I have family members. And when I'm not around, someone else will, because what I'm sowing in, and I believe that one day somebody gonna reap the rewards. I may reap it, my family may reap it. And so no matter what I do, even in my work arena, when I'm trying to help kids, it's all about how would I want someone to be with my kids.
That's right.
And so I would say, I think that's my greatest purpose, because only what we do for Christ is going to last. I can talk about the educational stuff. I can talk about the nonprofit stuff and the social services. But when you look down to it, it all boils down to loving my neighbor as myself.